Hello, black women. All right, so I want you to take what I'm about to tell you and what, after I speak, I'm going to splice the video with this from the Peso Man's channel for you to hear literally black males coupled with these white women and everyone else who are forming and I think that attorney coming together to tell all types of men in America to literally kill black women. What I want y'all to understand is, and I'm serious about this, I know that y'all are very fickle and you only want to give allegiance to people that you think are worth it, who are usually people that are very problematic on YouTube. But wherever you see or hear any of these black men, black women, white men, whoever, calling for hatred, the killing of black women, violence towards black women, take a moment, screenshot or screen record everything they're saying. All of it. Even if it's in a private membership, because here's the law. When they are violating the law, it doesn't matter about YouTube's community guidelines. If they're violating the law, you're supposed to take that actual recording that either you recorded with your screen or your phone or whatever, go onto the FBI's website, fill out that form, and send it to the FBI with the links and everything. Don't give a damn about what YouTube says. That is what the FBI's job is. The FBI is above YouTube, okay? So nothing is going to happen to you for doing your diligence and your duty as a citizen to report domestic terrorists. When these black males, black women, white men, whoever it is, Hispanics, whoever, come on here and talk about killing black women, they are what is known as domestic terrorists. You are supposed to, it is your duty as a citizen to report these people to the FBI. That is who handles terrorists and other agencies above them, but that is who you initially make those reports to. Now, I did not catch Nyla's live this morning where she actually had the video as well of this dude calling for black males in America to start killing black women because black women don't want to have sex with them, don't want to be in relationships with them, don't want to have children with them. And when you see all the articles that Pretty Black Magic and other people put up on their channels of how they are killing us and killing our children, that should wake you up even faster to get away from them and stop dealing with them. Do exactly what Cynthia told you. Stop having their children. Stop having these black male children. Stop doing everything that has to deal with these black males, because they are instructing each other to kill you just simply because they cannot sexually abuse you. They're doing it to our children and they're doing it to us. If white America is not going to take a stance and put them in record numbers in jail the way that they belong so that they can no longer harm black women and little girls, you have to take upon the task yourself and start recording these things, sending it to the FBI every time you see it. With no exception, whether you like the person or not. Don't give a damn about what they're saying about, oh, my channel, fuck your channel. This is about the safety of black women and little black girls. Record that shit, go right onto the FBI's channel, fill out the form, send them all the information. If the person themselves are not if it was Nyla's channel, if she's not the one calling for black women to be taken out, then why are you afraid to go report that to the FBI? Why didn't she do it her damn self? If you're going to be bold enough to put that shit up to get ratings and get views and get a check, you should also be courageous enough to do the right fucking thing, which is to report that to the FBI so that they go and track those people down and take them out of our society. That could be, y'all got to really understand how this works. These people don't have any geographical known location. They could be standing right beside you, being the nut job who listens to people on YouTube telling them take the lives of black women and little girls, and you could be next. You eliminate that risk. You eliminate the possibility by doing the right thing, which is reporting this to the FBI so they do their jobs. Secondly, carrying your weapons and your licensed firearms and everything else licensed to protect yourself, and use them to the farthest extent that you need to protect your own life and your children's lives. Y'all got to stop playing and stop. You got to take this seriously. They have issues because they are no one in society. And they feel like because they're no one in society and they know white people don't care about black women on a whole, or children, or black children, they want to use you as their killing post to make them feel like they're somebody. Y'all need to wake up, move away from these dudes, and understand that they're the biggest threat that you have in this entire world, next to a racist white person. Wake up. Report them and do the things you have to do. Stay tuned for this clip to let you hear out of this man's mouth how they are telling and instructing these dudes to take the lives of black women and children.
Use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Tonight, let me repeat again, tonight we're going to listen. I said listen to a audio recorded rant from a website by Mr. Aldegan Forrest. I don't know if he's still on YouTube, but I remember the guy.
But I do want to stress this. There's nothing you can do outside of killing the black women we have right now that will make any significant change in our society. Once we see the root of evil, which is the black woman, we have to cut her out. You can't chastise her. You can't punish her. You can't discuss anything with her because she's made it blatantly clear that she does not care about you or your well-being or what's best for you. She does not care about the rightness or the wrongness of anything. She just wants to win. She just wants what she wants. If the system isn't going to change, and it's not, if the female isn't going to change, and she's not, who needs to change? Us, we do. We've tried everything, and we failed. The only thing we haven't tried is violence. And we know that will actually succeed. Historically speaking, it's always been the case. When you read the Bible, what does it tell you to do? Well-being or what's best for you. She does not care about the rightness or the wrongness of anything. She just wants to win. She just wants what she wants. If the system isn't going to change, and it's not, if the female isn't going to change, and she's not, who needs to change? Us, we do. We've tried everything, and we failed. The only thing we haven't tried is violence. And we know that will actually succeed. Historically speaking, it's always been the case. When you read the Bible, what does it tell you to do?
Okay, it's going to start again. There was a pause, I don't know why. But on Peso Man's channel, he has a red box that says Dennis Sperling and his
Kill
subscribers.
all the women. Take the younger female.
It has a box that says Dennis Sperling and his subscribers want black women to suffer because of the lack of sexual activity with women in the United States. Black men want war with black women. All right? So now, this guy that he told you his name may be on YouTube, may not be on YouTube, but his whole objective from his app that he has now and his website is to recruit as many males as possible, whether they be black or otherwise, to take the lives of black women. So when I'm telling you, whenever you see this stuff on anybody's channel, regardless of your loyalty to them, screen record this stuff. Screen record it. Go onto the FBI's page, their website. It's fbi.gov. Go on there. Fill out the information that's on that form, and you make sure you explain to them that these are domestic terrorists who are plotting and planning to take the lives of black women and little girls, or black women and children. The FBI is supposed to be on here monitoring this stuff, But I doubt that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, because they don't give black women much value in this American society. And it really frustrates the life out of me, because every day I come on YouTube, or whenever I come on YouTube, I see endless videos of these black males, like that Jason Black dude and others, where they're pretending not to be a certain way, but calling for the violence against black women. That white woman Pearly things, and all the guys, Manosphere guys that are in line with her, basically calling for harm of us and denigrating and belittling our character. And black women are still participating in that nonsense and going on these people's channels, watching their content, paying into their content, and it makes no sense. It screams that you have such self-hatred that it's not even funny, and that you're never going to really understand that the way to shut all this down is to just simply stop participating in it. Report all these people the way that you're supposed to. Call your representatives and demand something be done about this. I don't even know if y'all are taking my petition seriously, which I doubt that you are, because y'all have, you're very, very frustrating. Because if you don't like the person, if it's not somebody like Cynthia, Woman's Fair, or any of these other people that y'all feel like are important or big YouTubers, you pay none of the smaller channels any mind. And we're the ones out here that actually are giving you things that are supposed to help you in life. It is so frustrating. But I will keep speaking to the point where I can't speak anymore, because I care about the safety of black women, and especially little girls. I do not care about your relationship with a black male. I only worry that if you want to go into a relationship with a black male and have your life taken from you, please do not allow them to take your children's lives as well. Because too many of you get into relationships with them, and not only do they do you in, but they take our children as well. And the children don't have a choice into going into that trash with you. I was just listening to Woman's Fair this morning. Once again, trying to pull black women into relationships with black males, and trying to indoctrinate black women into that nonsense about keep people out of your relationships. So you want black women to go back into being isolated with their killers and their abusers and their sexual violators. You want them to be isolated and trapped with these people without other people having the knowledge of what is going on with them to try to help or intervene or get them the proper authority to take care of the situation. Please stop it, y'all. Please sign the petition. If you care about black women, you care about yourself. I don't understand why it's so difficult. Okay, so again, sign the petition. Like I said, I want to have a class action suit, but you all are really way too scary, and you should be way more aggressive with protecting your rights, your health, and your safety when people are literally targeting you. I cannot express my frustration with the cowardice of black women. Like, it is ridiculous. These guys are nothing to be afraid of. They're nothing to cower over. They're nothing to want to be involved with. So therefore, you should already be at the point where you're fed up to hear and ready to do something about it. But yet, all you seem to want to do is sit around listening to silly ass women on YouTube giving you reasons why to stay in relationships with them, and why you should end up putting yourself in further risk for being on the black femicide list. I don't understand what is wrong with you black women. I'm so serious at this point. It is ridiculous. And you look ridiculous to the rest of the world. If this was any other group of women where they had their own men calling for other black men and other men to terminate us whenever they see us, you would have everybody in an uproar. But because y'all take it and blow it off like it's not important, or you don't care, or, oh, it's never going to be me, this is the attitude you have, no one else gives a shit about it. And then when it gets to the point where they're killing you recklessly, then you're going to want people to do something about it. But by then, no one's going to really give a fuck. The way they're not giving a fuck now. Keep listening to this dude talk about how they're coming to hurt you and coming to take your life and your children's lives too.
As your wives. That's how you rid the world of evil. That's how you control a population to the point where much of the evil within that population won't be passed down to the next generation. That evil doesn't pass from the father to the child. It passes from the mother to the child. And unfortunately, women create much of the environment that we're in. So all the negative things that we see in our environment, that came from this black woman. And what's awful, what's heart-wrenching, is that other races of women are starting to emulate the behavior of black American women. This can't be allowed to continue. If you care about making any kind of meaningful change, you got to consider killing this black woman. And don't do it in such a way as to prevent you from taking action. Don't wait for everyone to agree with you. There are times when you just have to be the first to do something, even though you might risk being the only one to do it, which I guarantee you will not be the only one killing black women, trust me. Those who've always done God's work, the Creator's work maybe, those people have always been ostracized, never been the majority, they've always been the minority. They've always said the most unpopular things, even though those things were exactly what needed to be said. And in the end, they've always won. Are there going to be sacrifices and mortars and blah, blah, blah? Of course, sure. But what side of history do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the side of history that empowered these hateful, evil black American women to do even more evil? Or do you want to be on the side of history that culled the herd of evildoers and brought order, sanity, and righteousness back to society? I know what side of history I want to be on.
I just had to stop for a minute because I want you to understand the level of delusion and just, this has nothing to do with narcissism and all that other shit y'all like to talk about. This is indoctrination of a wounded ego and people who know deep down and within them that they are not worthy of anyone. So they need to blame black women and they need to call for the taking of our lives to make them feel like they have accomplished something. In hearing what this guy is saying, I really hope it is stoking all types of flames of hatred in you and isolation from these dudes, separation from these dudes, and self-defense against these dudes because they want you not to breathe again. And I want you to take that as serious as possible. I want you to stop with this fantasy of thinking that a black woman like me trying to tell you that they are not good for you is someone not trying to kill your joy or keep you from having something you think I'm jealous or envious of. I can't stand these motherfuckers. Do you understand me? The fact that a black woman took her time to birth this beast and then to have him all over every YouTube platform or any social media platform and even the internet itself, calling for the taking of black women's lives who have not a goddamn thing to do with this person or each person's individual choice to be a menace to society and to do things that they know are against the law, against the culture of society, and against the health and welfare of women and children. There's no black woman responsible for an adult black male's behavior. Okay? Please understand this. This is why you have black women being hunted on dating websites and killed by all types of men, but especially black males. You have them coming straight out of the penitentiary, trying to come into black women's homes to take the black women's lives, sexually assault their children, and then take the lives of their children. I need y'all to wake up. I need y'all to understand that they are your extreme enemy. I don't care what this dude is saying. I really don't. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm ready for war every day. Anytime I see one of them, I'm ready to take them out of here, okay? If they try to challenge me. I am not playing by any means. You need to be the same way for them to understand. We are not no easy win. We're not nobody to fuck with. You need to wake up. You need to stop pussying around with these fucking fools. Okay? Now, of course, the law is not going to agree with this bullshit, but they are also not going to aggressively go get these guys and fuck them up and throw them in jail. They're going to allow them to hurt as many black women and little black girls as possible, and y'all need to understand that. You need to prepare for it, and you need to deal with this shit. I'm going to let him finish out the rest of what he has to say, because I'm done. I am seriously done with the whole shit. I'm tired of black women on here every day talking about trying to fuck these dudes and be in relationships with these dudes and have children with them, trying to act like they're not the sick fucking individuals they are, when you hear it right out of these motherfuckers' mouths. Okay? And then when you look at all of the things that happen to black women throughout this country, you should wake up by now and understand they need to be over there doing whatever the fuck they want with whomever they want and leave black women alone. I'm very serious about that. They are a threat to your very existence. Stop thinking otherwise. In addition to that, make yourself as deadly as possible when you're dealing with them, regardless of the consequences. It's better you rot in a fucking cell than be put in the ground because one of them decided that you didn't deserve to live anymore. Who the fuck are they to make that call? Everything is blame a black woman because I can't get my shit together, because I don't know how to do shit right. I want to blame somebody I think is inferior to me, that I think I have the right to do whatever the hell I want to do. No, you don't. And y'all need to wake up and start showing them, no the fuck you're not. I'm telling you, I am like so aggravated with all of this stuff because it's so easily remedied. Shut YouTube the fuck down. Stop going on everybody's channels. Complain about the insult and the threats to black women. Sign the petitions for everybody and anybody who has them against violence and insults towards black women. Yell, stomp, scream, march, rally about the injustice that is happening to black women on YouTube. Stop having these stupid ass panel discussions and lives and videos every day without people really doing anything about it. I put up petitions all the time, and all y'all do is give me your ass to kiss because I'm not fucking Cynthia or another dumb motherfucker on here that you feel like deserves your respect. The fucking ignorance is sometimes unbelievable, unfathomable. And you will suffer for it. That's the shit that's crazy. And even with all the disrespect you give me, I still try to look out for you because I know those children that y'all have don't deserve the shit that's coming to them because of your fucking insecurity and your low self-esteem to still keep fucking with these dudes and all these people on YouTube that keep putting that notion of bullshit in your brain.
Even if I died the same day I started cleansing the land, I know what side of history I would be on. I did something good that needed to happen. Anyone that isn't going to kill a black woman is contributing to the destruction of our value system, of our society. They're contributing to the destruction of the next generation. When you refuse to kill black American women, you're saying yes to evil, yes to homosexuality and transgenderism being forced on children. You're saying yes to men being even more enslaved to women as well as the system. You're saying yes to further losses for our rights and freedoms. But back to what I was saying, I had to step away for a second. No one's going to spell it out for you like what I'm doing right now, because everyone wants to say what's politically correct. But you have to remember, women are the ones creating what's politically correct. Women are adverse to the truth. They don't believe in freedom of speech, and they never have. So when you begin to tell the truth about our situation as men and about the deeds of women, women would do everything in their power to silence you. So you've never heard people speak like this openly. You've never heard anyone tell the truth about what we need to do to erase true evil from our society. There's no way around it. You can't lead women onto the path of righteousness. You have to take those who are truly evil and wicked, which is the Black American woman, and you have to chop their heads off. You have to remove them, and not with hate in your heart,
I wish
but
you
with the
tried,
understanding
motherfucker.
that you're creating a better future for everyone. Imagine that. A whole generation of females brought up to respect men and not to try to destroy men. A generation of females who don't look at men as just a source of income or a slave of some sort. A generation of women who cannot and who would not dare to take what they did not work for.
Let me stop, because there's but so much I could take while this stupid motherfucker is talking. Oh my God. I would love to beat his ass, literally, so he was no longer. Okay? Y'all need to understand this. And you need to take this serious besides, oh, he's just one person talking. No, he's one person talking the sentiments of thousands of motherfuckers that walk by you every day, that your head should be on more than a swivel of. Do you know, just talking in general, right? I was talking with my sons last night about a black homeless dude that tries to live over in my area, but the police, thank God, keep chasing this piece of shit away, and the homeowners keep telling them, you can't put camp here, we will not allow you to do that. And thank God for the I'm literally saying this, for the white men that live by me, that come out their houses and let them know they will put their foot deeply in this nigga's ass if he don't get the fuck out of our neighborhood. Shout out to the white men for having all the fucking heart in the world and doing what none of these other pussy ass men that live in this area will, won't do. Shout out to y'all, because they let these people know you're not gonna come over here terrorizing the women that live in this neighborhood, the men or children. We are not having it. Shout out to them. But to tell you that is to show you how this is not an isolated incident, the madness that this dude is speaking. That particular homeless man that I'm advocating and praising of the white men that live in my area who let him know you will not do that here, he walks around in a long trench coat with a sword in the left sleeve of his coat to hurt people with. When I tell you that these dudes are nobody to sleep on and nobody to be playing with, if they try to approach you on some violent, trying to get strong on you shit, cut their ass down to size. And I literally mean that. Like when I was explaining it to my sons, right, I was explaining to them, I said, if ever something happens between me and him, look for me in jail. And they were laughing. And I said, no, I'm not playing. I said, because I know he carries that sword in his left sleeve and other weapons on his body. I said, so before he can even reach it, I'm going to deal with him. And there was another part where like a month or two ago, I had to literally stand there and call 911 on this dude because he was in the park trying to solicit people's children to come to him on the bench where he had laid out all these elaborate arrangements of toys. And I happened to be walking by with Naya, and I see the kids in the park, and I noticed there were no other adults in there. Usually there are a few adults. So anyway, to get to it, I walked in and I asked him, literally, what the fuck are you doing putting these toys on the bench, trying to pull these children to you? What are you doing? He didn't have anything to say. I stopped talking to him. I stood right there, ready to bust his shit. And I started calling the police, and I explained to them, this is what he looks like. I will take a picture of him. I don't know how to send it to you, but this is what he's wearing. This is what his description is. This is how much he weighs. This is his height. Everything about him from head to toe, even his little toy bag and everything else. I told them, I will stand here until every one of these children are out of this park because I will not stand by and let him do anything to anyone's child when I am aware of it. Okay. They're telling me, really they didn't get into me telling them that, but they were like, okay, the police are on their way. I then did just what I said. I went and told all the kids, if you are not here with your parents, please go home now. And if you happen to have cell phones, please call your parents, your family members, and let them know. Today in the park, there was a man here with toys on the bench trying to get your attention to come to him for some foul purpose. There is no reason any grown man should be in any children's park trying to solicit children with action figures. Okay? This homeless dude is a credible threat to this community, and everybody here knows it. So when the homeowners, the men, chase them away, rightfully so. When a person like me is telling you, if he steps to me, he's going to stand no more, rightfully so. Because there's no reason for any black woman, child, or anyone else to be subject to the lunacy of these fools that are out here thinking that they're living in some version of the Wild Wild West all on their own, where they can just do whatever they want. No, you got to show them. You may think you want to be out here doing whatever you want to do to people, but when it comes to this particular person right here, you're going to have something to deal with. Period. Y'all better start acting, feeling, and doing the same damn thing.
No more alimony chasers, no more child support chasers, because such things will be deleted from our society as well. Just a bunch of women who understand in order to benefit, they have to contribute. They have a role in society that was decided by the Creator himself. Go against that role, you will be deleted. That's a beautiful future, one where real families will exist. Loving mothers and loving fathers working together to raise children. Children having the benefit of an orderly society and family.
Children, right? Families, women who are servants. This speaks to what Peso Man was saying when he said in this caption that he has on this video of his. Dennis Sperling and his subscribers want black women to suffer because of the lack of sexual activity with women in the United States. Black men want war with black women. Every time they talk, they always talk about fucking in one way or the other. Children come about by fucking. When you are in a marriage is validated or verified by communion or the fornication of bonding the wedded or marriage. Everything is about fucking with these people. And the reason they got their heads and their minds all crazy is because they don't have any longer overwhelming access to dummy down women who just openly and recklessly sleep with them whenever they want it. So this is their real issue. But they don't realize that they have done this to themselves by going overseas and rudely, grossly engaging in sex tourism, trying to disrespect and dehumanize every culture of women they go to exploit. They are stupid, more stupid than the definition of the word. In addition to that, they talk about women having to earn things from men who don't have anything. Women have always earned their way in life. And due to religion, the world has been set off balance. Men were never supposed to be in control of anything. Women are more like gods of this world and have worth than men. Men are not able to do anything women are able to do. Give life, bring life, be here. Listen, you know exactly what I mean when I'm talking about all of this. I don't even want to keep going into it because I can't stand religion. All right? It has always been the oppression and suppression of women and reducing us to property of where somebody could just fuck on you at will. And that's what all this shit is about, which is why they always relate shit back to God and scriptures and bullshit to convince you that your rightful place in the world is under them, where they're sticking their dick in you. Fuck all that, okay? So these guys have issues with the fact that they don't have access to pussy the way that they feel they should. Nobody should be fucking them. Real niggas do not deserve pussy. They're fucking bums, okay? They don't work. They don't have jobs. They don't have healthy mentality. They don't have good hygiene. They're not good citizens. They are garbage. They are disposable. They need to be rotting away in a cell somewhere where they can be no threat to themselves or anyone else. I cannot stand them. In addition to that, women need to understand and know the history of women in this American country. Women didn't come into real rights or human rights or civil rights until feminism took a toll on everything. And that's literally what feminism is. It's the civil rights and the human rights being given to women on an equal scale as they have always been given to men. I want you guys to do your homework and look up the act. I forget what this is. I think it's the OCE or something like that, where it took 1974 to 1976 for women in America to be able to own bank accounts without the permission of their husband or their dads, right? And to be given access to credit cards, and have their own line of credit and money. 1974. So when you hear all these assholes talking about slavery was a long time ago, Jim Crow was a long time ago, this was a long time ago, when I tell y'all it is not that long ago, a lot of this shit is less than 100 years old. I am speaking to you from a matter of personal reference, being a life witness to shit, and knowing my Black and American history. Let me let this idiot finish out, because it's too much.
Children that will reach heights that we can't reach ourselves in this lifetime because of the foundation we built for them. We can't have any of that if Black women, Black American women, continue to live. None of that's ever going to exist. You'll never see another happy person, especially a happy boy or man, if Black women continue to exist. You'll never eat at another quiet restaurant if Black women continue to exist. You'll never be able to enjoy the pool at any establishment without hearing loud people if Black women continue to exist. You'll never know what it's like to get along with strangers, to speak openly about a problem without being attacked by a confrontational individual if Black women continue to exist. Once Black women are gone, at least these specific Black women that we have here in America, all these good things can come and flow into our lives, into our society. Why don't Black children smile the way they should? They're never happy. They're always uncertain of themselves, especially Black boys.
All of this rhetoric of Black women being the reason for every Black man's ill, pain, and dysfunction in society is too crazy to actually comprehend. You know, the shit that this guy is saying just goes to show you that they need to be dealt with at a large distance, like, or not even deal with them at all. But just always be aware of the fact that they are a threat to your existence. And they go out of their way actively, daily, to make other people in society a threat to your existence. Please stop walking around with blinders.
They feel guilty just for being male because they were raised by a Black woman. And the only Black males that thrive under the rule, the tyrannical, wicked rule of the single Black mother, is little homosexual Black boys. They adopt the mannerisms, the mindset, and the same hatred for Black men that they get from their mother. They adopt all these negative traits from their mother, completely destroying their manhood. As long as Black women live, no good things will be allowed to flow. It's always going to be the very thing you need to do to fix society that society will work hard to hide from you. They don't want you entertaining ideas that you should use violence against the most wicked, evil people within our society, which is the Black American woman. They want you to instead believe that the only way to change things is to kiss her feet and worship her, which is the only thing that we've been doing, period, anyway. Worshiping someone that looks down on you, that hates you so openly, will never change that person's perspective of you. All you're really doing is you're validating their opinion and their feelings towards you, making them feel like you deserve to be hated and pitied and looked down on. You deserve to be mistreated or abused in some way. Nothing will ever stop until you start killing people, specifically Black women. Look at history. Whenever there was an oppressed group of people, those oppressed groups of people never got their freedom, never got any liberty until they started killing their oppressors. I hate to tell you this, but you should know by now that in today's society, our oppressors are female, specifically the Black female.
Do you hear this crazy shit? Now you have white, real shit in this world. White supremacy, real white racism, institutionalized racism, gun violence, drugs, crimes where Black males commit crimes against other Black males, but he's trying to say all of that is non-existent. It's just the Black woman that is causing all of our problems. This shit goes beyond mommy issues. This is just a weak fucking dude that is trying to make other weak fucking dudes who feel like him feel justified in trying to go outside and act like a fucking fool, or stay in their home and terrorize a Black woman who doesn't have strength enough to take this motherfucker out. I'm having a hard time listening to this shit because I would like to really fuck this dude up.
Many good things can happen in the future, but not until we delete her.
I'm gonna run it back. I don't know if he finished talking because this guy has so many pauses. Is that it? I think that was it, but that was enough. Let me run it back a little bit more so y'all could just like, this dude's a fucking nut.
They want you to instead believe that the only way to change things is to kiss her feet and worship her, which is the only thing that we've been doing, period, anyway. Worshiping someone that looks down on you, that hates you so openly, will never change that person's perspective of you. All you're really doing is you're validating their opinion and their feelings towards you, making them feel like you deserve to be hated and pitied and looked down on. You deserve to be mistreated or abused in some way. Nothing will ever stop until you start killing people, specifically Black women. Look at history. Whenever there was an oppressed group of people, those oppressed groups of people never got their freedom, never got any liberty until they started killing their oppressors. I hate to tell you this, but you should know by now that in today's society, our oppressors are female, specifically the Black female. Many good things can happen in the future, but not until we delete her.
All right, I'm gonna upload this video now for y'all to hear it. Please, once again, Sign the petition. Create your own petitions against this bullshit that's going on all social media platforms, private websites, and now even apps, okay? Make sure that this begins to stop, because it is ridiculous. It makes no sense that myself and other women have to go outside and interact in this society every day with stress levels to the point where we gotta watch everybody that walks by us or that comes in contact with us understanding that I may have to end this person if they try to do something to me. Because there are so many people out here preaching hatred of black women. Let that shit sink in.